What if I told you that the only reason that you don't have everything that you want in your life is simply because you might be using negative affirmations unconsciously? And that's because we live in a totally negative world that tries to program us with fear and with worry and with doubt and thinking we're not good enough. And all of a sudden what happens is our subconscious mind gets programmed negatively. And when that happens, we cannot use the law of attraction the way that we consciously want because we're controlled by negative affirmations. So in this video, we're going to talk about 3 dangerous affirmations that are actually blocking the law of attraction from working for you in your life. I'm Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com, and let's dive in to 3 dangerous affirmations that are blocking the law of attraction. Number 1, if only I had more money. You see, that's an affirmation just like it's an affirmation to say, I'm so happy and grateful now that large sums of money come to me easily and quickly. When I say that, I'm making a conscious affirmation based off of something that I might want more of in my life. Whereas, if only I had more money, right? Or something to the effect of that. We say that for the reasons that we can't go travel around the world. If only I had more money, then I'd do it. Maybe even what happens is we become jealous of somebody who has it, or we blame somebody or something, i.e. the government, the economy, our boss, our parents, our teachers, our lack of this or lack of that, as the reason we don't have more money. And it happens all the time. That's an affirmation. If only I had more money. When in reality, if you wanted to go travel, you could figure out how to come up with the money. There's all types of work exchange things, and there's all types of budget airfares. There's all types of hacks and tricks out there, right? And we use it for all types of things. If only I had more money to start my own business. If only I had more money, I hear this one all the time, to become a writer. If I saved up enough money, then I could start to be a writer, right? We use these things all the time, and my invitation to you is, what things are you saying? If only I had more money. If only I had more money to do X, Y, Z, and we let that affirmation control us. And what it's important to understand is that your subconscious mind and your brain are simply accepting your commands. So every time that you say out loud or to yourself, if only I had more money, or something to the effect of that, where you're affirming that you do not have enough money to do something that you want in life, which is totally untrue. It's not about our resources, it's about our resourcefulness. And when we're not being resourceful, we can't create it. But what happens is, every time I say, there's not enough money, if only I had more money, what happens is you're programming your subconscious mind and your reticular activating system, because there's billions of bits of information happening every single second. I just saw a car go through the very peripheral of my eyes, go outside the street, down the street, through the windows right there. I wasn't really focusing on it. I could allow myself to be distracted by it. Right? If I told my mind and my brain and my reticular activating system to focus on the car, I wouldn't focus on making this video. Behind the lens, you can see my fiance. Actually, you can't see her, I can see her. She's doing her art. She's wood burning her art. I'm not focused on those things. There's billions of bits of information. There might be a lawnmower blowing or a car outside, or you might hear a baby crying or people talking while you're listening to this, but you're here, you're focused on this thing. Well, that's the way your brain and your reticular activating system work, is that when you're affirming something, I don't have enough more money, there's more money than I could ever need or use, more's printed every single day, I live in this beautiful abundant world where I have talents and gifts I can offer and share to the world. That's one affirmation. The other one is, there's not enough money, there's not enough this, there's not enough that, here's why I can't have what I want, X, Y, Z. What you're doing is you're programming your reticular activating system to focus on a very finite level of reality, just like it's only a very finite, limited, small level of reality where I'm communicating with you on this camera right now. There's a lot of other things happening, but they're not taking my attention. They're not taking my focus. They're not shaping my reality. And the affirmations that you're using are shaping your reality. And that's why it's really important to notice that the people who say, there's not enough money, it's the government's fault, it's my parents' fault, I'm too old, I'm too young, here's why there's not enough money, it's my boss, I don't have enough education, blah, 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 blah. Whatever reason you might be using, the reality is you're affirming that lack, and so your reticular activating activating system, your subconscious mind that controls 95% of your life and creates your actions, your thoughts, and your behaviors that control you unconsciously. All of these things are programmed to only focus on a finite reality of lack and limitation. And that's why the person who always talks about it's the government's fault, there's not enough money, there's not enough this, here's why I can't go after my dream. And you may not be to that degree, but notice where you might be limiting yourself from going for your dream, from doing whatever is calling to you in your life that you're saying isn't possible because you don't have quite enough money. And notice that you're justly creating that in that very moment. That's all you can see. That's all you can see. It's like when you play a DVD and you put Into the Wild, the DVD Into the Wild into your DVD player. You're gonna play Into the Wild when you put the input on the DVD section. You're not gonna play Shrek. Why? Because that reality is projecting itself. Whatever affirmation you're using around money is projecting itself. So that's why I created a subconscious hypnosis like 5 or 6 years ago. I was starting my career as an author. I self-published. I was knocking on doors trying to sell. And imagine that. Some guy with long hair knocking on your door. Maybe I knocked on your door. Hey, did we meet before? Did I knock on your door one time? And I was like, hey, my name's Jake Ducey. I wrote this book. I traveled around the world. And that's what I was doing. I was knocking on people's doors trying to build my career. And what was happening was I was not making enough money to sustain, to be able to do this with my vision to hopefully impact millions of people. It wasn't working, right? So my career hadn't taken off. And so I recorded a subconscious hypnosis where I would affirm things like that there's more money printed every single day. And when I give my gifts and my services and my talents with passion, I can better people's lives. And the result is that my business will prosper and that I'll have more and more financial success and I can continue to do what I'm doing. And I recorded this thing and I would listen to it every morning and every night to program me with positive affirmations around money that I wanted, as opposed to if only I had more money. And so you may have heard me talk about it, and if you haven't, I have it down below. It's just jakeshypnosis.com. It's totally free. You can listen to it and you'll see what happens. There's tens of thousands of people from all over the world, dozens and dozens and dozens of countries now who have listened to this, and they all say the same thing. When I start to listen to that, things show up. And the reason is that when you use a negative affirmation around money, if only I had more money, you focus on that thing. And when you take a hypnosis or you start writing your affirmations down or you listen to positive information, you start to affirm things that are more conducive to what you really want, and you start to see and notice those things in your life. So notice when you use the negative term around money, and what I invite you to do is shift that to a positive, or download my free success hypnosis, or just start to say, and maybe even comment down below, money comes to me easily and quickly as I give my talents with love. So comment that down below. Money comes to me easily and quickly when I give my talents with love. Number 2, I'm not quite ready yet. Every time you say, I'm not quite ready yet, what's actually happening is you're affirming to the universe and saying, hey universe, can you wait a little bit longer? Just wait a little bit longer. So I always say this thing. When you show up, life will level up. When you show up, life will level up. Meaning that life will provide you with the resources, people, places, and things, the opportunities, the desires that you need. It will realize them, it will manifest them for you when you show up first. But what's the energy of saying, I'm not ready yet? You know, I'm not qualified enough, you know, I don't have enough degrees, I don't have enough this, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, my hair's too long. That was one I always used to tell myself. Maybe people won't listen to me when I start really putting myself out there in a big way because they won't take me seriously because I have long hair. Well, that's why I'm just gonna wear a collared shirt, it'll balance it all out. No, I'm just joking. But seriously, what are the things that you tell yourself about why you're not ready yet? Because think about that. When you're communicating with the universe, when you're communicating with the law of attraction, when you're communicating with your subconscious mind to manifest your desires into your life, or whatever the self-talk that you're having, when you're saying every time, I'm not quite ready, even when you give a justified reason, a rational reason, my age, my qualifications, my education, my resources, I don't have the right mentors, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough people following my message, my boss sucks, here's this and here's that, you know, da-da-da-da-da, I'm still in debt, da-da-da, and it goes on and on and on. What are you doing? Even if you're giving a logical and rational reason, even though the word rationalize, if you break that down, it's like rationing lies. Rationalize, rationing lies. We rationalize to ourselves about why we can't have what we want. So consider that. Every time I'm saying I'm not ready, I'm actually saying, universe, give me 1 minute. I'm just gonna keep hanging out here for a while, right? It doesn't make any sense. Why would you communicate to your subconscious mind and say, I'm not ready? What will happen is that will produce the actual fruit of being not ready. More circumstances and situations that will show you you're not ready. Every time you say that, you plant a seed, the fruit that sprouts is not ready. And then you say, see, I told you. I mean, this law of attraction stuff doesn't work. I mean, you can't create what you want. I mean, all those people that are successful are placed there by cultural elites in the government, and they did this to make us try to get into their system. And we use all these crazy stories that we tell ourselves to rationalize why we don't have what we want, when in reality, it's that we're affirming we're not ready, good enough, qualified enough, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So when you notice yourself saying that, what I invite you to consider is saying that you're so happy and grateful that right now is the perfect moment for you to step into who you want to be and what you really desire, more so now than ever. And when you embody that energy, that's when the universe responds to you. Number 3, I just don't have enough time. There's not enough hours in the day. I mean, you don't understand right now. I'm working a 9-to-5 job, right? We go on and on about how we don't have enough time. That's the third dangerous affirmation, I don't have enough time. And remember from the last section that we use justification and logic and rationalization to explain why we don't have enough time. I have a client right now. What's up, Katie? She's works a 9-to-5 job, and she made more money last month, 3 times as much money last month working on the weekends and after hours of her 9-to-5 than she did on her 9-to-5. And that's why she's going to be leaving her 9-to-5 job in the next 30 days. But get that, she made more money, way more money. This is someone who is making $4,000 or $5,000 a month, but then in their part-time, they made $15,000, $16,000 extra additional income on another side business that was their dream. You don't understand. You have infinite potential within you, and you have this subconscious mind that can breathe your heart. That can beat your heart, rather. It breathes your lungs, right? It can keep you up at night. It digests your food. It grew you into the human that you are today. It's the thing that helps you drive the car, and you're not consciously driving the car anymore. You're texting, you're talking to your friend, you're looking out the window at the pretty sights, but you're just still driving the car. You get there. Why? Because you're subconsciously programmed that way. You have infinite potential. The same people that bent a piece of metal and flew it over the ocean, and anyone else you're inspired by, you have access to that same consciousness, to that same level of genius that's within you. And what happens is we say we don't have enough time, but everybody has all the time that there ever is and there ever will be. And it starts only in this very moment. In this moment, I can make a choice to decide that I'm going to use the time the best I can. And by all means, it might take me a year longer than somebody else, because right now I have this responsibility and a family responsibility and this thing going on and this thing going on. But I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm going to devote time on Saturdays or on Sundays or at 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock p.m. 3 days a week. We start where we can. In fact, Bob Marley has this beautiful quote that fits so perfect. If you don't start somewhere, you don't get nowhere. But he says it with that Jamaican accent. If you don't start somewhere, man, you're never gonna get nowhere. And that's what happens. We don't get anywhere because we don't start somewhere. And so what I invite you to consider is this John DeMartini affirmation. He says, I'm a genius and I apply my wisdom in every moment. So comment that one down below. I'm a genius and I apply my wisdom in every single moment. And it won't feel true. It might not. When you say it at first, you might feel it's more true that I don't have enough hours in the day, and here's why I'm not special. Here's why I can't create what I want. But remember that. I'm a genius and I apply my wisdom. We all have this real potential to create what we want in life. For some people, that might take them 5, 10 years. It may take a long time, but anything worthwhile takes a while. And when you remind yourself that you do have enough time, you have all the time that there ever was and ever will be, and it starts right here in this very moment. That's when life gets exciting and interesting and empowering. Hey, so this is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com. I hope you enjoy this. I hope that you comment in your favorite affirmation out of those 3 back to me. Be sure that you subscribe to this channel. I've got my free success hypnosis. It's down below. Tens of thousands of people from all over the world has used it. You can download it right now and start to listen to it and reprogramming your subconscious mind with positive affirmations around success. So I hope that you enjoy this. I got a bell notification. It's somewhere in the corner, and when you click the bell notification, it actually notifies you for the channel. So when you subscribe, it doesn't always notify you. So if you enjoy these videos, press the bell button. This is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com. Let's go out there and make as many people as we possibly can smile and go out there with our positive affirmations. It'd be awesome if they were in 20, 30, 40 countries around the world. That would be amazing. Comment in where you're coming from. Have a beautiful day. See you on the next video.